This is a Duval Connect community update. Florida State Representative Angie Nixon is encouraging Duval County residents to speak up about a bill moving forward through Florida Legislature that could impact worker pay across the state. The bill is called House Bill 221, also known as the On-Job Workforce Training Act.
A proposed bill would allow people to waive their rights to the minimum wage if they are in a work-study internship or pre-apprenticeship program. Republicans say it opens up more opportunities for young people looking to get entry-level experience. Democrats say it's just a way for businesses to take advantage of cheap labor. If passed, it will go into effect July 1st of next year.
HB 221 would allow certain employees, those in internships, work-study programs, pre-apprenticeships, and other work-based learning opportunities to earn less than Florida state minimum wage if they voluntarily sign a waiver. Employers would still be required to pay at least the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, but that's significantly lower than Florida's current minimum wage. The waiver would be valid for up to 9 months, and the bill states that employers cannot coerce workers into opting out. For employees under 18, a parent or guardian would have to sign the waiver. If passed, the bill would take effect July 1st, 2026. Representative Angie Nixon is urging residents to pay close attention, reminding voters that Florida's minimum wage protections were added to the state's constitution by the people. She's raising concerns that so-called voluntary waivers may still place pressure on young workers, students, and people seeking job experience, especially in communities already struggling with rising living costs.
To let you all know about what's happening right now, I just got out of committee around Bill 221. That bill is a bill in which Representative Chamberlain has decided that there needs to be more opportunities created for people to get training on jobs, and he decided that if a job decides to label a position as a training position, they can now hire people up to 9 months at $7.25, as opposed to the $15 an hour that the Floridians voted for back in 2018. And so I testify on this bill, and I listened to some of the other testimony from Floridians that traveled up to speak about it. This bill is just basically designed to provide free labor. And so I need you all to know like what's happening in Tallahassee, right? Like literally, there are Republican legislators that don't want to pay people a living wage, and they're getting around paying people $15 an hour, which is what the voters approved. It's $14 now, but it's going to be $15 next year. They're trying to get around it. So they're saying that they're hiring people in roles that are starting them out in training roles, and they're going to have to sign a waiver to be hired at $7.25 an hour. Y'all, like, the system is rigged, but you have the opportunity to unrig it. But like, I need you all to use your voices. I need you all to email, to call, to show up at voting booths, because these people here in Tallahassee, namely the Republicans, they do not have your best interest at heart. And so, did it go up to 15? No, it went up to 14. Did it go up to 15 in September? I can't remember. It may have went up to 15 by now. I'm sorry. It was incrementally starting in 2018. So, like, y'all, like, there's some bad pieces of legislation that may come out if the governor signs it and everything like that. Like, y'all got to realize y'all got the power to change things. Like, this does not have to happen here at all. I need you to make phone calls, send emails, and I'm going to drop some links. I'm going to give you all the bill sponsor's email address as well as his office phone number. And you need to just call him, blow up the phone, blow the phone up so that, like, keep blowing them up so that, like, they realize that the people in Florida do not want this legislation. Like, the people who run the show in Tallahassee right now is the same people who run the show in DC, and those are corrupt corporations and greedy billionaires. And I asked the guy, I said, Rep, if I own a nuclear plant, right, can I hire someone at $7.25 an hour and say that I'm training them to handle nuclear waste? And he's like, whoa, that's a lot of what ifs. The reality of it is, the fact of the matter is, they can. They can hire people at $7.25 for up to 9 months and say that it's training to put themselves in a really horrible situation. Like, y'all, that's what we're dealing with. And so I need you all, like, to not let me oftentimes be the only voice in the room. Thank God Representative Escamani was there, like, pushing back as well, and a few of my other Democratic colleagues. But, like, that's not enough. If you don't want this system to be rigged, you have to speak out, because the people on the other side are speaking loudly and they're wrong, and we outnumber them. Like, you can't continue to be afraid, because at the end of the day, like, we ain't gonna have shit. Like, I want you all to realize that. And so, again, they are trying to circumvent paying the $15 minimum wage and cutting it in half. And, like, what they can do is all the open positions that they have, like, they can change that and say, like, there is a training obligation, right? Like a $7.25 training obligation an hour that you gotta, like, go through. But even then, your job won't be guaranteed. And not only that, but this is a right to work state. So they can fire everybody and then hire everybody else up at $7.25 an hour. Yes, Annie, this is bullshit. And y'all should be mad. I can't get mad for you. Like, I got so emotional in the committee today because it was like, it's wrong. Like, it's too many times people come from all across the state of Florida and voice their concerns, and these representatives don't even listen. Those are people who work for you. Blow them up on the phone, send them emails, let them know you are pissed off, and then get mad. Not get mad in August and November, which are election years. Like, these people cannot continue to do what they're doing. They are harming us. All right. So, there's a bunch of organizations you all can join. I would say if you are on a job and they have a union, you need to join that union, because unions are standing up, standing in the fight, standing in the gap, and, like, pushing back against a lot of the stuff that's happening. And then also, like, there's a bunch of community organizations across the state that are doing great work. The problem is they need people to join them. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. Working families, hard-working people should be writing the policies for this country. That's the majority. I don't understand why we are allowing billionaires to be writing policies for the majority of people. Of course they're going to rig the system. Of course they're going to write policies that benefit them. You got to get mad. You got to realize it can change. That's why they pack those rooms. That's why they donate to candidates. That's why their campaign coffers are filled with money of special interest groups. Wake up.
Supporters of the bill argue it could expand access to job training and skill building opportunities. Critics argue it could weaken wage protections and shift financial risk onto workers who can least afford it. For Duval County residents, especially students, entry-level workers, and career changers, this bill could affect how much people earn while trying to gain experience. That's why Representative Nixon is encouraging constituents to contact their state representatives and make their voices heard. Legislation passed in Tallahassee doesn't stay in Tallahassee. It shows up in our paychecks and our communities. Stay informed, stay encouraged. This is Duval Connect.